Hello everyone, in this session we will be discussing question number 10A of your cash book. Now let us see the question first. They told us to prepare 1-2 column cash book with cash and bank balance. Now at first we have cash in hand of rupees 6,000. That means we have debit balance of cash. So we will write in the debit side to balance brought down in cash column we will write 6,000. Then in the next they said that there is credit balance of bank. That means it is an overdraft balance of rupees 3,000. So we will write it in the credit side of our cash book. By balance brought down in bank column we will write 3,000. Then next on date 3 it said that we deposited into bank rupees 2,000. That means we took out some cash from the business and we deposited it into bank. So this is a contra entry. So we will first record it in debit side by writing to cash account. And since while depositing cash into bank, that means bank is the receiver of cash, so in the receipt side we will write in bank column 2,000, and on credit side we will write by bank account. And since cash it is giving, means cash is going out from the business while depositing it into bank, so we will write 2,000 in the cash column of credit side. Then next they said that on date 5 we received from Mohan rupees 400 and we allowed discount of rupees 10. So for this receipt of 400 we will record it in debit side by writing to Mohan in cash column 400. And for discount allowed, for that we will pass one journal entry, discount allowed account debited to Mohan rupees 10. The next on date 7 received a check from Hari and sent it to bank. It said that we received a check on date 7 and on the same date itself we sent it to the bank. That means rupees 600 we will receive in our bank account. So on the debit side, that is on this side, we will write to Hari account and in bank column we will write 600. Then next on date 9 received a check from Prem Mohan and we allowed him discount of rupees 25. So since they didn't mention whether we deposited that check on that particular date or not, so we will be assuming that we haven't deposited the check, so the check is still in our hand. So we will pass one journal entry for that. Checks in hand account debit, discount allowed account debit to Prem Mohan. The value of check was 1,600 and discount allowed was 25. So altogether Prem Mohan, he gave us 1,625. Then on day 12 withdrew from bank for office use, means we withdrew some cash from the bank for our office use. So it is a contra entry. So on at first we will write on the debit side to bank account in cash column 300, and in the credit side we will write by cash account in bank column 300. The next is on day 13 we bought goods for cash. That means we bought some good and we gave cash. So that means on the payment side we will write by purchases account in cash column 600. The next on date 14 we sold some goods for cash rupees 1,600. That means we received cash. So on debit side we will write to sales account in cash column we will write 1,200. The next on date 16 we paid check to Ganesh and we received discount of rupees 6. So since we paid check, that means we have to record this in our cash book in the debit in credit side by writing by Ganesh rupees 494 in bank column since we issued check, and rupees 6 that we received discount from him. For that we will pass one journal entry, Ganesh account Ganesh debit to discount received account rupees 6. Then next on date 18 Prem Mohan's check deposited in the bank. So earlier we received check from Prem Mohan. Here on date 9 we received check from Prem Mohan worth of 1,600 and we deposited it into the bank on date 18. So for this we will pass entry in our cash book in the debit side to checks in hand account, and in bank column we will write 1,600. Then next on date 20 sold goods to Gopal for 1,500, for which he gave us cash of 800 and a check of 700. Means as of now we know that we received cash of rupees 800 and for 700 we received a check, but we haven't deposited it into the bank. So for this 800 we will write in our debit side of cash book to sales account in cash column 800, and for remaining 700 for which we received check, for that we will pass one journal entry in journal proper, checks in hand account to debit to sales account rupees 700. Then next on date 22, deposited into bank including Gopal's check. That means we have to see how much was the value of Gopal's check. So since they have mentioned that we deposited Gopal's check, that means that check is in our hand. So if we check our journal proper, we will surely will be able to find the check that we received from, including Gopal's check, that 700 worth of check that we received on date 20, that also we deposited it into the bank on date 22. Since the value of the check is 700, that means out of this 900, 700 was for that check, and the remaining 200 we deposited it into bank from our cash in the business. So that means for that 200 it will be a contra entry. So on debit side we will write to cash account 200 in the bank column because we took out cash from our business and we deposited it into bank. So 200 in debit side, and in credit side we will write by bank account. In cash column we will write 200. Then the remaining 700 worth of check we will again make one entry to checks in hand account, and in bank column we will write 700 because we took that check that we had in our hand and we deposited it into bank. So 700 will be deposited, means we will receive 700 in our bank account. Then next on day 24, paid rent by check rupees 150. So on credit side we will write by rent account, in bank column we will write 150. Then next on day 25, withdrew from bank for personal use rupees 200. Since this is for personal use, it will be written as by drawings account, and in bank column 200. Then next on day 28, bank notifies that Prem Mohan's check was dishonored. Earlier the check which we got from Prem Mohan, we deposited that on 18, but on day 28 bank notified us that it was dishonored. So if you remember in one of our previous sessions we discussed that when the check gets dishonored, so in that time what we will do is that we will record it in credit side by writing the name of the person from whom we got the check. In this case it is Prem Mohan who gave us that check, and the amount of check will be written in the bank column. So when you see on January 18 when we deposited that check, the value of that check was 1600. So in this case 1600 we will write in the bank column when the check gets dishonored. Then next on January 30, we received from Anil rupees 270 in cash and 540 by check, and we allowed him discount of 90. So for receipt of cash and check, that we will record in debit side of our cash book by writing to Anil 270 in cash and 540 in bank column, and the remaining 90 rupees of discount we will record it in journal proper. Since it is discount allowed, we will debit discount allowed account. Anil's account will be credited and it is rupees 90. Then at last, bank charges as shown in passbook. Now bank charges means for the service provided by bank, they used to charge money, and it was recorded in our passbook. Passbook means the book which we get from bank while opening an account. So in that passbook it is shown that rupees 5 was deducted from our account as bank charges. So since it was deducted from our account, we have to record it in our cash book as well. So since this is payment from our side, we will record it in credit side by writing by bank charges account rupees 5 in the bank column, because they are going to deduct rupees 5 from our bank account. And at last they say that we paid salary of rupees 500. So in payment side we will write by salary account 500 in cash column. So after recording all the transactions and finding out and finding out the total of both debit and credit side, we found out that the balance carried down on credit side in cash we have 5,670, and in debit side we have balance carried down in bank column of rupees 109. So that means this 109 will come as balance brought down, or you can say as overdraft balance of bank in the next month, and cash 5,670 will come in debit side, and we have debit balance of cash of rupees 5,670. I hope you understood this question. In our next session we will be solving one last question of cash book, and then we will move into our third type of cash book, that is petty cash book. Okay, so keep practicing and stay safe. Thank you.